Is it possible? Yeah. Does he have the talent to do it? Yeah. Was he one of the best fighters of all times? Yeah. So
universally, like when you think about boxing, like you know who he is, and like you know like what he brings in his fight. So yeah, man. I mean, it worked.
Freddie Roach was stunned by 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao's incredible hand speed during training for his upcoming bout against Barrios. A longtime trainer of Pacquiao, Roach couldn't believe the boxing legend still moved with such lightning-fast precision. Recent training footage has caught the attention of several boxing analysts who were equally surprised by Pacquiao's physical condition. Despite his age, his speed and agility appear nearly unchanged, rivaling fighters many years younger. Experts suggest that Barrios may be in for a serious challenge. Pacquiao's blend of experience, sharp reflexes, and explosive hand speed could turn the tables, making him far more dangerous than expected. Rather than an aging underdog, Pacquiao is shaping up to be a real threat in the ring, proving that even at 46, he's far from finished in the fight game.
At the same time with me saying that, I still kind of got Barrios getting the win just because of age, but I would not be surprised if Manny Pacquiao pulls through. I can tell you this, a lot of the internet saying Manny Pacquiao about to shock the world. So I'm just excited all in all. It's a couple things that I do want to talk about in this regard. One of them being, if Barrios wins the fight, then I feel like we got to see Barrios versus Boots. And I got Boots for the victory, for sure. At the same time, if Pacquiao gets the win, do we see Pacquiao versus Boots? I don't really see that going that way, or I don't see that going good for Pacquiao, if I got to be honest. So I'm very curious on how that's going to go. But personally, the boxing fan in me, I want to see Boots get undisputed. You know, that's what I want to see. So in a sense, I kind of want Barrios to win just so we can see the Boots versus Barrios fight. But the topic of this video is Pacquiao and Barrios, so let's get back into that. That's just exciting just to see Pacquiao with all this footage, the clips, I'm seeing him do press, all of that. It's just exciting just in general. Now, with that being said, I think Pacquiao still got that pop on him. He definitely going to have that speed, or at least close enough speed to what he used to have. I do think it's going to be an exciting fight, and it's in Vegas.
The sharp, crisp sound of Manny Pacquiao's punches during training has left onlookers in awe. Even at 46, an age when most boxers have long retired, Pacquiao's hand speed remains exceptionally fast, astonishing both fans and seasoned professionals. This rare attribute, long considered one of his most lethal weapons, appears as sharp as ever. The speed and power behind each punch suggest that Pacquiao is far from finished and still capable of making a serious impact in the ring. Adding to the excitement is the rekindling of his legendary partnership with trainer Freddie Roach. Their renewed collaboration at Pacquiao's comeback training camp in Los Angeles has become a major talking point in the boxing world. Roach, who helped transform Manny into a global superstar, brings decades of experience and a deep understanding of his fighter's instincts. Their reunion evokes a strong sense of trust, legacy, and mutual respect, elements that have historically produced unforgettable performances. Renowned trainer Robert Garcia has also voiced admiration for Pacquiao, calling him a living legend whose influence spans generations. Garcia praised Manny's enduring determination and tireless spirit, qualities that have helped him overcome countless challenges throughout his career. He believes Pacquiao remains a serious threat. Even at this stage, and fully capable of pulling off another remarkable performance. With his speed undiminished, his partnership with Roach reignited, and support from respected voices in boxing, the buzz surrounding Pacquiao's return continues to grow. Many now believe he could once again defy the odds.
Well, because it was like, dude, like it was a Pacquiao, and I was like, like I knew he was retired, and like it just wasn't like a fight that I had ever really like
thought about.
Yeah, thought about or pictured unfolding like in my head. So yeah, then like around March was when I was like I got the word that okay, like we're gonna start working on this for real. Like all the details, I'm like, oh damn, this is really happening. Like, okay, cool. Like I'm like, all right, like let's get it.
It's still like when you think about it, like is it still crazy for you? Like you're fighting like Manny Pacquiao, like who you weren't even born yet, and he was already like fighting. I think he might have had like a world title. I'm not sure, but yeah.
He might have. Yeah, no, dude. Like he's like again like. From my earliest memories, you know, anytime I thought about boxing, he was a name that I knew, like in the sport. And like I said, it doesn't matter what generation you're from. Like I think just in general, Manny is one of those names, like universally. Like when you think about boxing, like you know who he is, and like you know like what he brings in his fight. So yeah, man. I mean, we're here. I'm defending, my title against him. So yeah, it's crazy. But I mean.
Mario Barrios has expressed a combination of admiration and astonishment about taking against Pacquiao. He recognizes the importance of the chance and the difficulty of facing a fighter. With a famous background, the emotional and psychological weight of this fight, not simply a contest, but a meeting with boxing history, is highlighted by Barrios' remarks. Additionally, his remarks show that he is humble going into the battle, realizing that Pacquiao's reputation comes before him.
At 46, about to make his way back into the ring. I saw him training this morning, but a lot of people are worried about him. You know, he's been inactive. Bob Arum, his longtime, guy, even said, I don't want to see him get hurt. Rooting for him, but I don't want to see him get hurt. What do you think as a guy, who's probably thought about getting back in the ring a few times, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think?
Well, actually, I can't comment too harshly on that because I made more comebacks than everybody. I hold a record, undisputed.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, do what you want to do, man,
Do you think the idea of like inactivity when you have somebody who lives his life to do it is a big deal,
It's a big deal, man. I mean, there's no one thing that will really make people understand why we do what we do. But you know what? God bless. Stay healthy.
Sugar Ray Leonard, a Hall of Famer, has openly supported Pacquiao's choice to come back, highlighting the mental toughness needed to compete at this level. By presenting success as a result of mentality, Leonard challenges the idea that comebacks are essentially pointless. And bravery. His backing gives Pacquiao's effort legitimacy and implies that heart and willpower are still important qualities at any age. Those who place equal importance on tenacity and physical prowess will find resonance in Leonard's viewpoint.
The WBC president Mauricio Sullivan has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Clotley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I ask myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion. So who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight to happen.
The response to Pacquiao's latest training has been extremely favorable, according to both fans and pundits. His movement and punching technique rekindle recollections of his best years, leaving many in a state of shock. This general awe is a result of witnessing a warrior resist the projected decrease. Age serves as a reminder to the boxing community that a competitor's effectiveness may be prolonged by exceptional training and effort. These responses combine nostalgia with sincere enthusiasm to heighten anticipation and give the next event an emotional dimension.
So Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao are finalizing a deal to fight in the summer. Now, Manny Pacquiao is, I think, close to 40 years old, if not already 40. Why is he still boxing? We've seen how he looked in his last exhibition against Ampa. I'm telling you right now, if this fight ever happens, which it probably will, this fight will happen, most likely. If he gets in there with Barrios, he's gonna get whooped and possibly even stopped. Let me know what y'all think about this fight down below. Manny's already done the most legendary thing you could ever do in boxing. A division world champion. No one's ever done it, and probably no one will ever do it again. So why does he want to keep fighting these young guys? I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me know what y'all think went down.
Manny Pacquiao's recent training footage reveals a fighter whose intensity and precision defy his age. His hands still flash with blistering speed. His footwork remains light and controlled, and his rhythm is sharp and instinctive. This remarkable form suggests elite conditioning and an undiminished hunger to compete. The upcoming bout is being framed as more than just a fight. It's a symbolic clash of eras.
Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little. I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're going to get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in your 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. You know, George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. You know, but I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. You know, so it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been off. You know, that'd be impressive. It's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, man. It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters.
Pacquiao stands as a representative of boxing's golden age, while Mario Barrios reflects the energy and ambition of the new generation. This narrative adds depth and emotional weight, turning the fight into a meeting of past and present. Fans are captivated by the idea of witnessing a legend test himself against youth and time. Yet alongside the anticipation, there is concern. At 46, Pacquiao's return to the ring raises questions about the physical toll and risks involved, making this matchup not just exciting, but also emotionally charged and deeply compelling.
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108 pounds, right?
Yeah, jockeys are about 105 pounds, I think, somewhere around that neighborhood. I mean, can you imagine him though going to the whip? He might have killed the horse. That's the only thing. Yeah, you would have had Petter. What is it called? Peter, whatever. Peter. You would have had Peter coming after you. You know, look what he did to this horse. You know, but look, I love Pacquiao. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from like whatever. Incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, you know, who I know you can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy, but you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right. He beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him. Maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao and Ugas.
Eddie Atlas, a seasoned analyst, has provided insights into Barrios' weight class growth, pointing out that he is not competing in a natural category, but rather rising up. This finding calls into doubt Barrios' alleged size advantage over, according to Pacquiao Atlas, this subtlety might balance out physical differences and make the fight more equitable. His analysis encourages spectators to re-evaluate their previous ideas about the battle and provide a more nuanced perspective on it.
Reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Yeah, Reggie's a big Manny Pacquiao fan. He loves him because he knows about Father Time, because Father Time is undefeated. We know cats have 9 lives.